As we're coming on the air tonight, Milton, a catastrophic Category 3 hurricane, has just made landfall near Siesta Key, Florida. Now, this is a life-threatening situation, with officials stressing if you did not get out, you need to be sheltering in place right now. This is a live look at the conditions in Fort Myers, Florida, as we speak. Milton is packing winds of up to 120 miles per hour. Nearly 800,000 people are already without power. Storm surge warnings are in effect up and down the coast, as some parts could see up to 15 feet of rising water tonight. Now, this is on top of a record-breaking number of dangerous tornadoes ripping through the center of Florida throughout this chaotic day. Dozens of twisters through communities hours before landfall. Again, that is ahead of the hurricane. Some areas already reporting roofs torn apart and people hurt. There were more than 100 tornado warnings today, the most ever in Florida in a single day. We will have special coverage over the next 2 hours tracking Hurricane Milton as it makes landfall. Our team of correspondents are on the ground all across Florida, and top story anchor Tom Yamas will be guiding us through these critical hours as he rides through the hurricane from the ground zero of Sarasota County. His team is repositioning as we speak. But first, for an overview of what so much of Florida is facing right now, let's start with NBC News meteorologist Angie Lassman. Angie, we've got that super destructive eye wall that has inched closer to where Tom and his team have been. Now he is inside of that eye wall. What are conditions looking like all around Florida right now?
Hey there, Gotti. Yeah, so the thing is, if you're inside of the eye wall, all is calm. We saw some reports that it's even a little humid. You start to hear really everything that's going on around you, but it's that eye wall that is so destructive that we are so concerned about when it comes to wind damage, when it comes to the rainfall, and of course on the backside of that system, all of the water being shoved up against the coast. We did have landfall, you mentioned it, in Siesta Key just a little while ago. This system is going to continue cruising to the north and east here as basically the next 12 hours goes on, but notice how aggressive this band of rain is set up across parts of Tampa, Bradenton and points north of that, St. Pete included in that, the Tampa area. We're watching the eye kind of right around here. The south of that, that's where we're starting to see the storm surge really ramp up. It's been ongoing. It's going to continue to get worse here as we go through at least the next 2 hours for areas Sarasota and points south towards Venice, even Naples recording 5 to 6 feet of storm surge already. Those numbers are going to continue to be on the rise here as the next couple of hours go by. Notice this blue box. That's an extreme wind warning. That's going to go until 9:30 tonight. I wouldn't be surprised if it gets extended. That means that basically you're talking about very aggressive and destructive winds. The National Weather Service tells you to act like this is a tornado warning happening right over you. So that's exactly what people should be doing if they chose to stay in this area for inland areas along I-4, Tampa Bay, St. Pete, all of that included. And again, stretching down into the Bradenton area where you see these purple and red returns on a radar. That means torrential, really aggressive rainfall at the same time. This system is kind of north loaded. So you see on the northern side of the eye wall, that's where the strongest winds are, and that's where the heaviest of the rain is. On the backside, it doesn't mean that there aren't, really damaging effects happening there with the eye wall, but if you're in this area, you're going to see more power outages here. You're going to likely see, as the sun comes up tomorrow, a lot of wind damage going through this eye wall in places like Bloomingdale, St. Petersburg, Tampa, Clearwater even. And that's just the wind damage that we'll watch for there. Now, one thing to note, this system is going to stay together as a hurricane here as it crosses the state. It'll do so pretty quick. Notice this is 2 p.m. on Thursday. It's already out in the Atlantic. So I would say by 11 a.m., maybe noon, it'll be out of the state of Florida and off into those ocean waters. But it's still going to be a Category 1, and we're still going to see those Category 1 hurricane force winds associated with it as it works across central Florida, Orlando area, and across the Space Coast as well. On top of that, those heavy rains will also be there. When it comes to the storm surge, this is what we feared so much leading up to this storm system. We've got over 4 feet of storm surge happening for Naples right now. We've got almost 4 feet in Fort Myers. This, of course, nothing compared to what they dealt with in Hurricane Ian, but this number is going to go up, and this is well away from the center of that system. We're probably talking about much higher ranges a little farther to the north. We unfortunately don't have gauges there to tell us that there just simply is not gauges in that area, Gotti. So we're going to have to wait until, of course, the light of day to see some of what the worst of that storm surge brings. Right now in the Tampa Tampa Bay, we have reverse storm surge going on. So the water rushing out with those offshore winds. This is going to continue here for the next couple of hours, and we'll see, the system continue to move across the state with the other impacts that it'll bring to folks there here over the next 12 hours or so.
Angie Lassman with a little bit of good news for Tampa Bay with those negative storm surge numbers. But we have Stephanie Gosk, who is in Tampa Bay right now, and that is where we're seeing the worst of the torrential rain. Stephanie, what are you seeing on the ground right now? We know there's been torrential rain and flooding, but the storm surge might not be as bad as feared. So describe the situation that you're in right now.
Yeah, I got it. It's the rain, but it is also the wind. I mean, we are seeing ferocious gusts of wind. They have to have topped 100. They were up to 95, 96 earlier, maybe about a half an hour ago, and they've just picked up and ratcheted it up even further. We're seeing trees bent over, signs whipping off of buildings. This is certainly the worst that it has gotten. And then there is the rain, the torrential rain. It's been raining all day here, but has started to come down much faster and much harder. You can tell these gusts are coming in pretty strong. Their rain, according to Bill Cairns, for the next 3 or 4 hours, this area of Tampa could get 2 to 3 inches of rain an hour. That will be on top of what's already fallen. So, yes, there isn't going to be the storm surge here in Tampa Bay, but you're looking at upwards of a foot of rain falling on a place that is already saturated from a previous storm, on top of the damage that this wind is inevitably doing on this region as I talk to you.
And Stephanie, people may be tuning in right now and wondering, how are you still standing and those palm trees behind you are blowing like crazy? Can you walk us through some of the safety precautions you and your team have taken?
It's a great question. We are actually in a parking garage made out of cement. We are on the 3rd story of the parking garage, we are surrounded by 3 walls basically. So you're looking out at the wind. But I can tell you, even the wind coming in here, I'm slightly slight of frame. If it hits me just the right way, I almost tumble over. I mean, it is that strong, and it's much stronger out on the streets here. We are in an area that is close to where there are some hotels and a mall. You just don't see any sign of cars or people or anything. They have cleared out. They have heeded the warnings. They're staying in place, and we are taking precautions to be safe here as well, Gotti.
Stephanie, it seems like Tampa has had a lot of close calls over the years, but a hurricane hasn't hit that area directly in almost a century. So how prepared is Tampa for a hurricane?
Yeah, well, this entire coast of Florida just gets hit at various stages in various ways from hurricanes. It is a fact of life. You live here. And yes, there hasn't been a hurricane that has directly hit Tampa in a century, but people here know that they're going to have to do it. There's a great example and a critical one for the city of Tampa, and that is the Tampa General Hospital. And they have taken incredible measures to make sure that they can stay operational. They are such a critical place for people to get care, especially during a storm where people could get hurt. They have flood walls that protect for storm surge up to 12 feet. They have their own power plant, Gotti, to keep the lights on 32 feet above sea level. They have moved all of the patients and doctors and staff out of the 1st floor, and they keep 5 full days of supplies and medicines and food so that they can wait out whatever might happen. They are perhaps the most critical infrastructure of this city, and it just goes to show that people know that these storms are going to come through. But this period of time, Hurricane Helene, followed by this storm, it is a 1-2 punch that they have not seen in this city in a very long time, Gotti.
Incredible, the power of Mother Nature behind you there, Stephanie Gosk in Tampa. Thank you so much. And for a split screen here, let's go to Tom Yamas, who is in Sarasota right now. Tom, just before this, I was watching your coverage, and you were in the eye of the storm. And, we just saw Stephanie Gosk kind of getting blown around in the shelter of concrete. Describe the situation that you're in, because you were right in that eye, right?
Yeah, the eye was incredibly calm. It was quiet. It was eerily quiet. And unfortunately, when it gets like that, it brings people out. And so now I'm going to be kind of looking out of the corner of my eye because there's a lot of people in sort of high water pickup trucks, if you will. And they're just sort of zooming around, looky-loos, if you will. They're doing donuts. They're trying to splash the water in different directions. It's dangerous, it's reckless, and what they don't realize is that now that the eye wall or the back eye wall is about to hit us, this is the strongest part of the hurricane. So the eye is obviously very calm. Now that is past, the strongest hurricane force winds are going to hit us. What I do want to show you, though, Gotti, is pretty incredible. This is the beginning of the storm surge. When we came out here, maybe about 15, 30 minutes ago, there wasn't water here. It's moving really, really fast. You can actually see it on the camera as it's pushing forward. This is coming from the bay. It's coming right into Sarasota. And this is the big fear right now. It's not going to get too serious until those hurricane force winds start pushing that water ahead. It could be anywhere from 8 to 12 feet. The power behind me, you notice, is out. So we're dealing with some power outages right now. But again, we're still sort of feeling the effects of the eye of the storm, which, even though this is a monster hurricane, it's a phenomenon of weather. It is incredible. It is completely calm right now. It is the zen spot, if you will, of the hurricane right before the chaos starts once again, and that's the backside of the storm. And the wind gusts are picking up a little bit, Gotti, so we know it's coming in maybe 15, 20, 30 minutes.
15, 20, 30 minutes. How long have you been in the storm, sir? How long have you been in the eye there?
You know, the eye, I'd say, and I have my team out here with us. What do we think, guys? Like maybe 30, 45 minutes? Probably about 45 minutes. Our audio engineer, Mr. Pope, who's an experienced storm chaser here, he's been with us, been monitoring the conditions. He thinks it's about 45 minutes. I think he's right. But again, Gotti, like, it's hard to explain. I've covered a lot of hurricanes, and you forget how calm it is in the eye. I mean, it was blowing. There are trees that are already down in Sarasota, and then suddenly it just stops. And it feels like any summer night in Sarasota, and now it's picking up again. What I'm worried about is the people that have come out, because there's a lot of cars now that are out here. They shouldn't be. But the police said, listen, we're not coming back out until after the storm. So these people know that the cops aren't going to be out here. And, you know, there's, again, looky-loos, people being cavalier. I'm going to show you one right now. It's coming through here. George, if we can pass over here. You have a lot of vehicles like this. They're high water vehicles. You know, they're pickup trucks. They're Wranglers. They have huge tires. And in some cases, not that guy, but in some cases they're doing donuts. They're revving their engines up. They're trying to have fun in a hurricane, which, again, I mean, whatever floats your boat, but, you know, it's not safe.
No, and it's so misleading. I mean, when you're in the eye, it's eerie. There is almost a beauty to it, because you're in this storm that has been battering the area for hours and hours and hours, and all of a sudden there's this calm, and yet you see the destructive nature on the backside, which is what you're going to be experiencing here in the next hour, 2 hours. Does it seem like most people have heeded the warnings? Does it seem like most people have evacuated and left?
It did, until the eye came over us, and then we started seeing all these pickups and all these cars coming through here. So it was calm. It was quiet. It looked like it's safe. Look, we're staying in a hotel on the water, and people have come out. There are people staying in the hotel. This is an evacuation zone, though. But I think some of the people in the hotels that are high up, our hotel is very high up. I'd say it's probably maybe 50 to 100 feet up, 50 to 100 feet up. So, you know, we feel very protected here. But again, I got to tell you, Gotti, the water here, it's wild. It's coming in. And the rate that it's coming in is pretty fast. So I think over the next 4 or 5 hours, we're going to see some serious flooding in Sarasota. I mean, it was forecasted. It's just the question is how high it's going to be. You see, this is what I'm talking about here. People just zooming by, going as fast as they can in some cases.
Wow. And the storm surge was particularly, it was a huge concern a little bit north of you, and it looks like that is now shifted south. Does it look like the storm surge is already starting to set in where you are?
Yeah, look, it looks like it's coming in. I mean, the big fear was the storm surge in Tampa Bay, that black swan event. Luckily, and not luckily for other communities, but luckily for Tampa Bay, the storm, you know, it hit a little south of Tampa. If it hit north, it'd be a much different story. That's why Sarasota will feel the brunt of that storm surge, and that's why people here are concerned tonight. Again, once we get to that back of that eye wall, it's going to be a much different story. Gotti, I'm going to pick up our coverage now, because I know our colleague Priscilla Thompson is standing by in Orlando. She's been covering the tornadoes and the tornado threats throughout the central and eastern part of the state. Priscilla, what can you tell us tonight?
Yeah, so we know that there have been dozens of reported tornadoes throughout central and southern part of the state, and we've seen some pretty dramatic footage of the damage. In St. Lucie County, there was a sheriff's building that is now just a pile of mangled metal, and we're talking about a 10,000 square foot building that has just been destroyed by a reported tornado. We also got some traffic cam in from Fort Pierce, Florida, where you just see these huge debris flying by as there is a funnel cloud there. And there are also reports of some injuries in some places as a result of these tornadoes. The good news is that a number of those tornado watches did expire at 9 p.m. So there's hopes that we will not see any more of that tonight, but certainly a very terrifying experience on top of an already very destructive and potentially deadly storm. Tom?
Okay, Priscilla Thompson for us. Priscilla, we appreciate it. We thank you for all your reporting. Please stay safe. I do want to talk to the emergency management operator for Sarasota County, where we are tonight. Oh, okay. I think we're gonna dial in and talk to her soon. Do we still have Priscilla? All right, Priscilla. We still have you, so I think we're going to stick with you for a little bit. But while we do this, I want to show that the people we're talking about, people in the looky-loos not taking things seriously. There's a couple on a motorcycle right now, just going through a massive hurricane. Again, we're in the eye, so it's calm, but probably not the best idea, especially when the storm surge has started. You can see it here. The water is rising, and it's actually rising surprisingly fast. I mean, I've covered hurricanes before, and you see that storm surge come in, but you can actually see the rate at which the water's coming in, pushing some of the debris. Luckily, there were no debris piles out here on the coast of Sarasota. We know that in the neighborhoods and the suburbs there are, but thankfully they cleared out all that debris here. The wind's still not that strong. Priscilla, I'm curious, where you are in Orlando, what kind of effects are you feeling from the hurricane?
Yeah, Tom. So the rain is starting to come down harder. Already we're seeing some water beginning to pool on some of the roadways here, and the winds are also starting to pick up. And so right now officials are saying if you are not yet sheltering, you have about a half hour to do that before the worst of this storm is expected to move in and make things a lot more complicated here. And what is interesting about this area is that during Hurricane Ian, they saw devastating flooding, and Milton is expected to be far worse. We're talking about up to 14 inches of rain here that could just cause catastrophic flooding in addition to the 80-mile-per-hour winds. And there are people who have evacuated to this area. I spoke to a woman who lives in St. Petersburg, said that she lost everything during Hurricane Helene. All that she has left there is a 10-foot by 10-foot storage unit that is on the first floor in St. Petersburg with all of her life's possessions. They drove up here to Orlando today, and she is just numb. She says that she doesn't know what to expect. I want to play a little bit of that conversation I had with her.
You're really kind of numb. You're really just kind of numb. We've all been in shock. Just your adrenaline just takes over. We've been through a lot of suffering, so I think we understand suffering in just such different ways, and I know that we get through it.
And so many people here just feeling lost. And that woman, I don't know if you could see, was clutching a rosary. And she told me that she has been praying nonstop, hoping that this storm will not be as bad as it is projected to be, especially here in Orlando, where she and her family are sheltering. Tom?
All right, Priscilla, we thank you for that. We have Sandra Tapfumane on the phone right now. She's in charge of the emergency management for Sarasota County. Sandra, thanks for joining us once again in our special coverage. You know, the eye is passing over Sarasota. It's been very calm, at least where we have been for the last hour or so. The winds are now starting to pick up. Have you gotten any reports about any kind of emergency situation so far? And what are you monitoring?
Yeah, hi. Thanks so much for having us on. So right now we have not gotten too many reports of any emergencies. We do anticipate that to increase as the eye wall or the eye passes over the county. Right now it was going over Siesta Key and starting to hit inland a little bit. So it is eerily calm here, and we know that that's not going to be the case in a short time. We're expecting the storm to deteriorate with the conditions.
Yeah, you know, I'm here live in Sarasota. We're right by the bay. The storm surge, you can actually see it coming up now. I'd say it's about ankle high where we are, and we're a little bit above sea level here, so it's coming in. Have you gotten reports about the storm surge yet?
So we did see, we were watching some Department of Transportation cameras along the Philippi Creek, and it looked like it was starting to flood that area, and some reports about Venice Beach having a couple of feet of storm surge down south. So yeah, so it's starting, it is starting, and I anticipate that, you know, we're going to have multiple feet. We're really hoping that we're not going to get that high end of the 12-foot projection at this point. I mean, we just had Hurricane Helene that created a lot of devastation to the coastline, and that was only 5 to 6 feet. So, you know, anywhere above that, really any storm surge on top of what we already had is going to be a very, very catastrophic situation for the county.
What are you hearing about power outages? Here, the power is out where we are. We're seeing transformers explode in the distance. Have you got any reports about that?
Yeah, we are starting to hear about different parts of the county that are without power. Really, there's a lot of areas that are. So we are trying to get an assessment from FPL to get a total count of how many are out. But we, you know, that was an anticipation with the high winds. You know, 120-mile-per-hour winds is definitely going to take out a lot of the power. So right now, we're looking at 160,000 out of power, and you anticipate that to increase.
All right, Sandra Tapuvume, we appreciate you, and I know we're going to stay in contact throughout the night. Thank you for all that you're doing for the people of Sarasota.
Thank you so very much.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.